You know what is nice is that you're getting to show on Curb Your Enthusiasm, you're getting to show this side of you where you can be impatient with Larry. You can be angry with Larry. You can disagree with Larry. You can be mean to Larry. Yeah. And it's appropriate because Larry deserves it. Let's face it.
Absolutely. And I think that's your job. People talk about, are you playing yourself or a version of, you're a function. You're not a character on Curb. You're a function. And your function is to drive Larry into a corner until he gets so, tight that he comes out exploding.
Yes.
And he comes out more Larry, more inappropriate, more whatever. So that it's basically the same when you go out to dinner with him. You just, first off, he's so generous with his laughter in real life.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stand-ups aren't that way.
Yeah.
A lot of stand-ups are kind of, no, I make the jokes.
Yep.
Kind of thing. He loves you to be funny and loves to laugh at his own expense. So you basically, even going out to dinner, you try to find new ways of insulting him and making him laugh, which is pretty much the same thing you do when you go to work.
The thing that's weird about Larry that I don't think a lot of people know is that he'll meet you for dinner, but not at your house or not at his house. It has to be at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Do you know what the reason is for that?
Yes, because he doesn't want to be hemmed in by, societal norms, which means when you're invited to dinner, you stay through dessert. He gets halfway through. If he gets any kind of agita, he's up and out. He wants to be. So he can't do it in a restaurant. He can. We went out to dinner. I think it was Woody Harrelson, Pete Farrelly, and myself, and maybe someone else. We're going to meet Larry for dinner. We were all together in the afternoon, and it sounded like great fun. So we all get there even a little early. So, and the maitre d' says, well, Mr. David is seated over there. And we show up, and he is literally halfway through his entree.
What?
He's already ordered because on a whim, he's decided, I think I'll have more fun if I go call this lady friend I know or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's right, but nevertheless, no qualms about totally blowing off any kind of.
Right. He wants to. He knows that in a restaurant, he can say, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm gone. And he can do it 10 minutes in, throw in his share, and be gone. But you can't do that at someone's house. So he's got the whole thing rigged.
Stop going to people's homes.
Larry's character is someone who's always saying the wrong thing on his show. You yourself have said that you're prone to a faux pas occasionally.
Isn't that a great word?
Yeah, faux pas?
Yeah. It sounds like a faux pas.
Yeah, and it does actually. I used to pronounce it faux pass, and then I realized someone corrected me about a year ago. But faux pas is a great word, and you seem like someone who, if you made a faux pas, it was because you were maybe trying too hard to be nice and maybe said the wrong thing. Is that where these come from?
Yeah, it's that whole charming thing, I'm trying to think of I've done a couple of them. My favorite was pretty much first several interviews I did for Cheers, and it was very heady and exciting. Somebody actually asked you a bunch of questions and appeared to be so interested in everything you were saying. So I was just full of myself. And it was a wonderful interview, and I was charming. And it was around the same time that Dr. Kevorkian was doing a lot of assisted suicides.
Yeah.
And it was very controversial.
It was a big thing in the news at the time, yeah.
Yeah, euthanasia, where you help people pass on. And I went through my interview, sailed through, and then he said, one last question. What do you think of euthanasia? And I went, what? I think they're pretty much the same world over. And I could just see his eyes. Now I understand everything I need to know about Ted Danson.